Welcome again. This is High Press TV. My name is Isaac. I'm back again. Uh, the news broke, and it's all about Kaizer Chiefs, man, this week. And it's been around the internet, is doing rounds and rounds, and journalists are unpicking the breaking stories about the Kaizer Chiefs. Bobby returning to the first team, and Kaizer Chiefs set to make 7 appointments, and the coaches, so one of those uh, appointments will include a head coach, which in those 7 appointments will include the head coach, and as we just had, like Kevin Johnson went back to his role, head of academy, I think it is, and there's 4 or 3 candidates for coaching, you know, maybe Kaizer Chiefs will need to look at, and these 4 or 3 coaches are showing great, great interest to the team and come and apply their traits to the team. Uh, so my take is, to these 7 appointments that are set to be made by Kaizer Chiefs or announced by Kaizer Chiefs. If you go through the list, is head coach, first assistant coach, second assistant coach, technical director, performance analyst, fitness trainer, and a goalkeeper coach. All of these 7 appointments are valid, you know, to come and at least balance the team and come and rebuild the team, so to say. The team doesn't need a balance; it needs a rebuild. By the way, so we need someone, at least a head coach who can come with a first assistant, my opinion, second assistant, and a physical and a fitness trainer. Bigger pardon, physical trainer. So if the head coach doesn't come with with these 4 people, with these 3 people, first and second assistant and a fitness trainer, I still see a disconnect in some way, right? I need someone as a head coach who comes to come and manage the club, not just heading, the training field and the players, but manage the club, and someone who and the technical director can be on the same page, can be on the same wavelength, and on the technical director point of view, I want someone like Farouk Khan, someone who's been there, who's done it, and Farouk Khan and Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson is good in development of players also, so he'll be a head of academy and a technical director, and someone who's a head coach who knows his story, and the assistants. I think those people, a head coach, assistant, and a second assistant, and a fitness trainer. I think those people will be the immense, appointment to the club. And head coaches, I'll get to the head coaches options they have right now, but let me stick to technical director first, and the goalkeeper coach. Why I believe in Farouk Khan so much is he knows the club, he knows the culture of the club. He's still developing players. Club of Africa. I had a privilege to go there and trial there, and see how the system are run. And I think now they have, they're sort of a village, an academy, like rebuild and everything, and they're doing very well. And he's still developing players in the highest level, and he's giving them like proper training at the youngest age. And I believe as someone who can be a technical director, can oversee all those things, the development from the first, maybe under 13s to the reserve teams, and helping the head coach that is said to be appointed by the club. And I believe if Farouk Khan, had to be called and say, hey, this is a position, come, help us in this technical director position, I think he's a man of honor, he's at integrity, and he knows his story, man. And I don't think he'll interfere much on the head coach who was set to be appointed. He won't interfere in the setup of the coach, but just to emphasize the development of the club and oversee everything. I think that I recommend him highly, and I don't know if there's any technical director in South Africa who can come and step in that role because that's a huge role. It's a Kaizer Chiefs appointment, and somebody who is there just have to be equal to the task every time. And the team needs a proper rebuild and a proper setup from the development until the first team. And I need a technical director who can come, like Farouk Khan, who can see the development and the club and the first team play similar style of football, and if you can see that makeup from the under 13s to the first team, and you know just that that level, just transiting from the first club to the under 13, I think in the new future we are preparing very well, for upcoming upcoming academy players who are stepping in the right direction to the first team. We had players like Gosipile Ngobo, one of the talented players in South Africa. One of the top players according to me in South Africa. Not like he's talented. We had the players like Happy Mashiane, very educated left foot. You know. Now we have Mfundo Vilagazi. He's been signed to the team. He signed the contract. We have Chabalala. And we have Zwane in the setup, and we have Radeb in the setup. These boys are very good players, but the makeup of the club, the makeup of the club and the system and the structure of the club is not correctly, afforded those players a platform to go showcase their talent in the first team, not proper structure in the first team, chop and changes of coaches, no style of play, no philosophy whatsoever, and that bridge, you know, tend tend to become, very, highly of a burden to the coming players. We had a player like Ngezana, and unfortunately enough, right now he's applying his trade to in a Romanian league, and he showed a great value to the team when he was there, and he had some mistakes he have done, but he learned a lot and he grew as a player, and you could see that these players have talent, they have what it takes, but the system and the club structure didn't afford them to be the players they wanted to be, truly speaking. And these are not youngsters anymore, they're in the 23 years of age, 25 years, you know. And in South Africa, unfortunately, those are youngsters, and unfortunately, they are not young anymore. And I believe the person who's come to take the technical director role should start, implementing, a rule that, if you're promoted to the first team, you should, at least, you know, have a coordination of some sort with the first lab, a makeup of some sort to the first lab. So these players coming from the academy can gel well with the first teams, because now it's not in place. They don't come. They step in, show good prospect, but they're not getting to the level they want as a players. To be honest, and in a goalkeeper coach role. For me, this is a plain simple one, and I know maybe he wished to play even more. He's still Zazi's number one in our book. He's still the greatest, mm, one of the best to say keepers we ever produced in South African football and in Africa. Itumeleng could should step up in that goalkeeper role, coach role. Just take off his glove and say, hey, I've done well to the football. Let me repay the club, and let me go and help. The likes of Bruce Voma, the likes of Peterson, Molefe from the development. And I think if he step up into the coaching role as a goalkeeper coach, the club will have a balance, from the head coach to the goalkeeper coach to the performance analyst to the assistants, man. So I think if he still needs to play, good, but they need to find someone who is in that level, in that elite level of goalkeeping, and someone who's been there, done that, and understand the pressures that come with the club. And I know that's the perfect someone who understands the culture of the club, someone who who's been there, who's done it for the club, won trophies for the club, and I believe he's a perfect person to be on the goalkeeper coach role. You know, getting to the head coaches, you know, I'll go through the head coaches, you know, who are shown who the club is showing interest on, and I'll share my almost, you know, preference, the one I prefer, who should come and step up to the club. So I'll go through their profiles, and I'll also then I'll share my preferred personnel to come and coach the club. So the coaches is Ibenge, we have Nabi, we have Peter Musiman, and we have Roy Victoria. You know, so Ibenge, 62-year old. You know, he's a citizen of DRC Congo. He have a UEFA Pro license, which is good. You know, he preferred to play 4-2-3-1 formation. You know, he's currently in Al Hilal, Sudan. You know, and he coached teams like DRC Congo national team, RS Bekane, AS Vita. You know, and has been assistant to so many other clubs, and he he have he have stepped up to have, you know, applied trades to some of the elite clubs in Africa, and I think he understands the pressure, you know, because these clubs are not small clubs in Africa, you know, RS Pekin, AS Vita, you know, and also DRC Congo, you know, as a nation, they rate themselves very highly. So I think maybe because he understands, you know, the pressure of football, and I think maybe if even if the pressure is not the same, and how the big the brand Kaizer Chiefs brand is, I think he can step up and do the right course, you know. But I moved to Nabi, 50 years old, coach, Tunisia, citizen, you know, preferred position, same as Ibenge, 4-2-3-1. UEFA Pro license also. He coached teams like FAR, Rabat, you know, which is his current club. He coached Young Africans previously, Al Mirag, you know, Ponto, Dunes Hone Anad. I'm not sure I'm spelling that right. He coached Ismaili. He coached Al Hilal, you know, and he coached Al Ali, Bangezi, and so he's the most versed coach who's been around the continent very much. He understands the cultures of different clubs, and the pressures that comes with the big clubs in different nations. And if you go and step up in the teams like Yanga in Tanzania and winning major trophies there, you know, and that's a massive club in Tanzania, you know, I think he also understands the pressure, and I think he also, you know, qualify as a coach. He have a UEFA Pro license, and I think he'll understand the pressure very well if he's set to be appointed. And the other one is Pitso Jingles Musimani, 59-year-old South African citizen, you know, prevent formation, 442 with double six. I'm not sure with 442 double six for Pitso Musimani. Maybe because maybe currently in Abda, maybe he's applying that formation, but he I think maybe like some I've seen maybe he plays 4-3-3 sometimes, you know, but I'm not sure about 442 double, but we'll see. Maybe he applies that trade, maybe that formation in Abda, and it's working. But he also have a UEFA Pro license, you know. He coached for Super Sports, he coached for Mamelodi Sundowns, he coached South Africa national at some point. He coached Al Ali, he coached in Egypt, he coached Al Ali Saudi, and now he's currently in Saudi again in Abda, which he faces like a moment task. That's a moment task, and if if personally if he managed to take Abda out of relegation zone and put them, you know, no, to say like survive the relegation and save the status. I think this is Peter Musibani's toughest job yet. You know, this is a mountain, you know, work And if he pulls that work along with his team also, I think this will be his best work yet. This is the like, well, I don't know, but I think he will and he will not. It's a 50-50 chance because if you see the log, if you've seen the Saudi log, those three, four teams down there, they maybe 1 point difference or some are equal in point. So I think he's facing a momentum task, but I think he'll do it. And I mentioned Rio Victoria. I don't know. Fans are throwing the name in Chiefs court with this name. I'm not sure if the club, are gunning for this name, but he won 7 major trophies in Portugal. He wins trophies. He's been there and he's done it. And I'm really not sure about him per se, but my ultimate three are Ibenge, Pitso, Nabi. So those ones, if are said to be appointed, I'll say okay. Now maybe now we're heading in the right direction. And maybe these coaches, if one is said to be appointed, maybe should be given a room, a much space of a room to deal with the club, you know, how they want to take the club forward, deal the club, how they want to make a makeup of the club and redeem the philosophy of the club, and not someone who comes from the top and to mingle in the work of the coaches, man. I think on this list, I think they should appoint you know Nabi for me. I think Nabi should come and step up and I'm not sure if he's coming with his first and second assistant and a fitness trainer because one of his fitness trainer went to Pirates. He's currently in Pirates right now, Orlando Pirates right now. So I'm not sure if he managed to appoint and make up his technical team again. Had addition on that on his team, but I think he's a perfect candidate for this job. I think he's a foreign coach, by the way, and he's someone I think players will respect very quick. Someone I think will set the tone. For the club. I think he has the right personnel to come. And not to be dictated by the club. You know, and I think he'll be given the room to showcase, you know, his talent and his trade as a coach, you know, and he's doing very well in Rabat this season. I think it's number one last time I checked in Morocco, and he won 2 trophies in Tanzania with Yanga, and we wanted him to come before the appointment of Molofensiki, and unfortunately the club couldn't meet the demands of Nabi, but the club right now should not be in focus of you know the how much the coaches are demanding because maybe they're coming with a technical team, and but if the team wants to prosper and take the team and reclaim our glory, should just avoid this minor concerns of how much the coach wants to be paid or whatever. Appoint the right personnel for the job. You know, appoint right personnel who can take the team forward, who have a proven record to take the, who have a proven record to win trophies. And in this instance, I'm not saying Pedro doesn't have a record to win trophies and to take team forward. I think Pedro is for me should go and apply his trade to one of the top clubs, maybe in Europe, somewhere, you know, not Kaizer Chiefs, not yet. And I think if the package is right and the Pitso's team is presented by a good package and the right project, obviously Pitso will take there. And also will not be a bad move. Also, it will be a best move for Kaizer Chiefs Football Club. But I just personally feel like someone who's a foreign should come and step in and take the team in a different direction. And let's see how the Kaizer Chiefs technical team are set to appoint these people on their list. And I had Bobby Motaung is coming back to the first team, and he's the one who's set to make this appointment. So let's see how he drives the team forward, and maybe in the 2 seasons to come, maybe we'll challenge for trophies, and put the team on the right track to go and challenge for the league. But I think most importantly, we should appoint someone who can win us trophies, someone who can qualify us to CAF and make us to stamp our authority in an African football, to be regulars in African football. And that's a bare minimum of the coach who is to be appointed, and we should stick to that objective season in, season out. So we should not be faced by, you know, qualifying for top 8 and be faced by not challenging trophies. And maybe in a later stage we can go and challenge the league. And I think the brand itself will go back on top. I think as fans we deserve that. And I think as a Kaizer Chiefs, leadership and management knows that. And I think Junior Mutaun as a sporting director, you know, knows that without being asked. He's been there, done it in the family. He played for Kaizer Chiefs, and he knows the demand of the Kaizer Chiefs very well. And I think, man, if they appoint one of this coach and not take any other direction, I think we're in a step in a right direction, man. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for joining me again, man. This is High Press TV. My name is Isaac. Join me once again next time on my video, and I appreciate your views. I appreciate your comments. Yeah. Thank you.